right, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Simply Cyber's morning cybersecurity daily threat briefing, lovingly called First Things First. I'm your host, Gerald Auger. Special thanks to our sponsor, Barricade Cyber Solutions, your partner for incident response, ransomware protection, and business recovery. Eric Taylor, CEO over there, great guy, member of the Simply Cyber community, and always helping businesses out that are suffering from, frankly, just cyber incidents that stink. So if you're new here, thanks for being here. You're going to enjoy yourself. If you're a regular, good to see you, everybody. It's Thursday, March 17th. We're going to have a good time. If you're watching on replay, awesome. I know it's hard on the West Coast, especially. When that clock gets down to 000 in the corner, we are going to rock and roll. But for the next 2 minutes and 8 seconds, we are going to welcome everybody. And we have a little bit of Simply Cyber business that I'm hoping that at least the 23 people that are here right now can help me out with. So listen, everybody, good morning. The GRC Analyst Masterclass has actually been banging, right? We're like 1,400 students now. This thing is like a rocket that's just been lit, and I'm loving it. But I need some help. So yesterday I decided to opt in and upgrade the plan for the platform that actually handles the delivery of the education. And the reason I upgraded was so that individuals who complete the program can get a certificate indicating that. Now I have two choices. You tell me what you guys want. Look, I'm going to start a hold on, let me fix my screen here, guys. All right, so we have cert with borders and we have cert with big fat header. Okay, I'm going to start a poll on YouTube. So you should be able, if you're on YouTube, you should be able to complete a poll. I don't really do polls, so I'm not exactly sure how this is going to work. But do you like with border or do you like with header? Guys, you're the ones who are doing the course. You're the ones completing it. You're the ones putting in the work, the effort, all that time and commitment. You should be rewarded for it. Do you want to be rewarded and show it off with a big fat header or a big border? You guys let me know in chat, or not chat, with the poll here. How do we? I don't do polls very often. How does this work, dude? All right. Well, I'll figure it out later. Guys, it's Thursday. Coffee's flowing. I'm feeling good. How's everybody doing? Oh, we've already got a couple people who have started completing the course. Beta testers obviously completed it, but we have individuals who signed up after launch completing it. I get notified. They get a special email. I reached out to the first one, an individual who I won't name by name just because I don't know his privacy concerns, but a Swedish individual rocked it, sent him a message. He said he enjoyed the heck out of it. And he actually asked, he's like, is there any type of certificate I can get? And I said, I got you. Just give me 24 hours. So, all right, we've got a cram show today. I'll revisit with the border thing, and then we'll decide at the end. But it's Cyberstream Thursday, so we got a lot of work to do, people. Okay, so if you are new here and you want to play along, go on over to, don't look at this. Yeah, look at this. CISOseries.com. David Spark and his gang, they do a wonderful job of curating some news for us so we can gobble it all up every morning with First Things First. So either chill out and listen to CISOseries.com with us, or go pull it up and run through it yourself. Either way, let's go. All right. I gotta get some more coffee, guys. And with all the business, I didn't get a chance to say hi to everybody. So just like bear with me for like 5 seconds. Okay. It's only fair. I love saying hi to everybody. Hey, Pamela, winner yesterday, guys. Stay on because we're going to be raffling off compliments of Barricade Cyber Solutions, 4 seats to the GRC Analyst Masterclass. What's up, BSEC? Mubarez, I saw you. Patrick, Brian Peak, squad member. Kimberly, squad member. Brian Stonebow, squad. Kimberly, we got to connect today. We got to get the schedule. We got to schedule that meeting. Anna Lynn, good to see you. I saw you there. Stefan Semmelroth, Toby, guys. So Cybersecurity Central. So many of you. So many regulars. Starting your morning off with all of us. I love it. Let's get into the news of the day, guys.
From the CISO series, it's cybersecurity headlines. It's Thursday, March 17th, 2022. Phony Instagram support staff emails hit insurance company. A phishing campaign disguised as originating from Instagram technical support was used to steal login credentials from employees of a prominent U.S. life insurance company headquartered in New York. According to a report published by Armor Blocks on Wednesday, the attack bypassed Google's email security by using a valid domain name. Although the email had grammar, spelling, and capitalization errors, including spelling Instagram support with a capital L, and the email itself coming from membershipforum@outlook.com.tr, which is based in Turkey, the researchers said that despite these misspellings, it clearly demonstrates that people are not seeing anything more than the word membership form before clicking on the link.
Okay, so a couple things worth noting here. One, phishers are going to target large areas of adoption, right? So many people have Instagram accounts. Simply Cyber's got one, although it's dormant because I don't know how to use Instagram well. So they're going to use these techniques and go right after it. The one thing, because guys, we all know phishes, right? We know phishes in 2022, and people are targeting. What's interesting to note on this particular one is that the threat actors actually used a legitimate domain in order to send the emails. And what does that mean? So when you are a threat actor, you can just spin up any domain name, right? Like blah, 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 blah.com. Okay. And email servers like Google's email servers, Exchange email servers are smart where they have a little bit of intelligence and they'll look like, how old is this domain? Because a lot of domains get burned down in like 24 hours or less, right? So how old is this domain? If it's less than 24 hours, something's suspicious. Now, if I compromise BSEC's work email, and then I use his work email to blast out a bunch of phony Instagram support staff emails, that email and that domain is going to look legitimate. So the kind of threshold, the calculation that the email servers do to determine how fishy this email is, or if it's fish at all, that factor of the domain name legitimacy doesn't account into the calculation, which lowers the risk or perceived risk, right? It's just an automation, and it'll allow it to get delivered. So, that's another way that threat actors use techniques, frankly, in order to get a past email filters and get into people's inboxes. And again, this is another technique on why phishing is one of the top initial attack vectors for threat actors.
Hit with $18.6 million GDPR fine over 12 data breaches in 2018. The Irish Data Protection Commission, DPC, on Tuesday stated that Meta platforms failed to have in place appropriate technical and organizational measures to protect EU users' data in the context of the 12 personal data breaches that occurred that year. Meta responded by stating that the fine was in relation to, quote, record-keeping practices from 2018 that we have since updated and not a failure to protect people's information, end quote.
Wow. Okay, so a couple things here. Again, GDPR is more of a privacy regulation, which does flirt with information security. It is in our world, although it's not like our priority or focus. It is one of our dimensions, but usually larger orgs will have a privacy office all to itself. What's interesting here is this $18.6 million fine. GDPR doesn't mess around, people, right? Like GDPR, it's got teeth, right? Sometimes we talk in the US about sanctions being like whatever. GDPR has got some serious teeth. You don't mess around. Now, what I think is interesting is that Meta officially responded that they're being fined for practices from 2018, which they have since updated. I feel like if that was really true, you could have an argument on why the fine doesn't apply. So at least in the United States, it's based on, like, I don't want to say the spirit and the good faith that you're doing the right thing. So the only thing I could think of is they were initially discovered in 2018 violating GDPR, and it took a few years for the paperwork and the litigation and the disposition to occur. And yes, they fixed their practices because they got their hand caught in the cookie jar in 2018, which obviously resulted in them needing to fix those processes. So, if I had to guess, that's what I would suspect would happen. It's a little cheeky a response of Meta to say that, but whatever.
Microsoft Defender tags Office updates as ransomware activity. Windows admins were hit yesterday by a wave of Microsoft Defender for Endpoint false positives where Office updates were tagged as malicious in alerts pointing to ransomware behavior detected on their systems. Microsoft confirmed the mistake, stating admins may have seen an alert reading ransomware behavior detected in the file system. These alerts were triggered on Office Service Manager, that's Office svcmgr.exe files. Microsoft says it has deployed a code update to correct the problem and to ensure that no new alerts will be sent, and have reprocessed a backlog of alerts to completely remediate impact.
All right. You want to know what a butt puckering experience is? A lot of sysadmins or InfoSec, SecOps people yesterday or the day before, when they're getting notifications that there's ransomware, and apparently, everybody's running Office pretty much. So, Microsoft Defender's got a big footprint. A lot of people run Office. So when you're getting notifications that ransomware is actively running in your environment and probably across multiple endpoints, because you don't just like push the update to one endpoint, you push it to your fleet after it goes through a pilot group typically. But like if I saw my board lighting up with ransomware, you can bet your butt I would be at high alert and really have a cold sweat running, because ransomware is well known. Ransomware gets a lot of people. Wow. So whatever. I'm glad Microsoft fixed it. I'm glad they backlogged and pedaled back and did all this stuff. But I guarantee you, for a few hours at least, there was a, all hands on deck red alert. Like, we've got a big problem issue going on. A lot of 15-minute updates to the board. Wow. Okay.
FBI issues a lookout for SIM swapping attacks. The agency recently disclosed an increase in SIM swapping accounts to compromise victims' virtual currency accounts and steal money from U.S. citizens. From January 2018 to December 2020, the FBI Internet Crime Complaint Center received 320 complaints related to SIM swapping incidents with adjusted losses of approximately $12 million. In 2021, the same organization received 1,611 SIM swapping complaints with adjusted losses of more than $68 million.
Okay, so real quick on this particular story, just so level set, SIM swapping is where basically a threat actor also has a phone, and they get the AT&T, Verizon, they get the telecom provider to switch what phone has the SIM or is the official phone of that account, right? So like if you go get a new phone and you want to switch your account from phone A to phone B, you swap the SIM, which is the legit use case. But if a threat actor does it, that means all of your text messages are now going to you, and the phone calls go to all your text messages and phone calls go to the threat actor. You, on the other hand, are left looking at a phone that says you have no bars of service, which might not immediately indicate to you that you've been SIM swapped. Maybe you think you're in a dead zone. Maybe you think your phone sucks. Oh, I got to get a new phone, whatever. This is what the indicators of compromise are. Now, to the story. Why are people doing SIM swapping? And by the way, you don't have to be some like elite hacker to do SIM swapping. You can literally walk into AT&T and give the clerk $1,000 and tell them to do the SIM swap, right? That is illegal, and that person would get fired if discovered, possibly arrested. But if you give them 1,000, 10,000, 50,000, whatever, just to swap a SIM, they may be motivated to do it. And now, why would you give someone 50 grand to swap a SIM? Because when I log into my Coinbase account and it needs to verify who I am, it sends me a text message, and I get the text message and then I put it in. So if the bad guy gets my text message, multi-factor authentication is effectively bypassed, and then they take all of the digital currency out of my account and they gladly move it into their account, and then they break the phone in half and go on down to Miami with Kimberly and enjoy the sun and their millions of dollars. So that's what SIM swapping is. That's the concern around SIM swapping. This is why when we say multi-factor authentication is best with the one-time PIN, the 6-digit PIN that rotates every 30 seconds, like that's a really good one. Text message, not so good, but it's better than nothing. Real quick too, since we've got a bunch more people in here. So if you're joining us, real quick, if you're on YouTube, there is a poll running right now. We are doing a certificate of completion for the GRC Analyst Masterclass. If you like the border or you like the header, border, header. I'm going to make this decision later today because people have already started completing the class, and I want to get these certificates out ASAP so people can start putting them on their profiles and showing them off. All right, let's continue.
Sponsor, new ransomware Lockheed bundles destructive wiping component. This malicious program uses a relatively rare code obfuscation technique and includes a file wiper component that attackers could use against non-compliant victims. It targets English-speaking victims and Windows PCs, says researchers from BlackBerry's research and intelligence team. It should not be confused with an older 2016 ransomware family called Locky, L-O-C-K-Y, or Lockybot, L-O-K-I-B-O-T, which is an info stealer, or the more famous Lockbit ransomware. Its list of activities includes displaying a fake Windows Update screen, disabling the Windows Task Manager, Windows Error Recovery, Windows Defender, and Windows Firewall, removing system restore points, collecting information about the infected system, and, of course, encrypting user data for ransom.
Wow. Okay. So complicated piece of malware. What's interesting, so if you're a SecOps person, if you're a blue teamer, you're an aspiring blue teamer, you may want to dig into this a little bit. There's a lot of new twists on old techniques. But what's interesting here, and I don't know enough about it based on what I've just heard or read, but they're saying that it uses it's written in .NET, which is not groundbreaking, but it uses a version of Confuser EX in addition to Koi VM in order to obfuscate it using a virtualizing protector. So real quick, guys, malware actors typically will obfuscate their code, which makes it very difficult for you and I as analysts to look at it and be able to understand what it does. They'll have it'll be a bunch of normally when you write code, you write function, get value. And then, the function obviously gets the value from somewhere and returns it, right? It's very obvious. You write code to be easy to read so the next person can read it and understand. Threat actors do the opposite, right? So instead of get value, the function call might be blah, 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 blah.com, right? That could be the function call and a bunch of noise for the way the function works. And that function may not even actually be called by the malware. It could just be a rabbit hole to get you to waste time on analysis. So that's obfuscation. In this instance, they're saying that they use a virtualizing protector to complicate analysis. So again, if you're in blue, if you're aspiring blue, I would look into this because A, you might experience it in your own environment and it would be nice to know what the heck's going on. And two, if you tell someone in a SOC analyst interview that about the virtualizing protector and how Lockheed is a novel approach to obfuscating and complicating code analysis, they are going to have to go get a new pair of socks because you just blew them off. All right. I'm telling you right now. So check this out if that's what you're into.
Breaches key Russian ministry using VNC. The hacker, who goes by the handle SpielerKid89, did not intend to harm the organization and left its systems intact. However, his experiment is a perfect example of how poor cyber hygiene can leave organizations vulnerable. Using the search engine Shodan, he was investigating whether he could find Russian IPs with disabled authentication. He soon discovered an open virtual network computing port with disabled authentication. This connected to a computer belonging to the Ministry of Health in the Omsk region of Russia. He did not need any password, and he stated he was able to access people's names, other IP addresses pointing to other computers on the network, and financial documents. The hack was independently confirmed by cybernews.com.
Okay, a bunch of things here. One, let's not call this a hack. Secondly, Shodan for the win. If you guys don't know what Shodan is, go to shodan.io and take the rest of the day off because you're going to be there for a while. This guy, like, it's funny. We've been in this conflict for like 3 weeks now. And this dude's like, well, let me go to Shodan and look in Russian IP ranges and see if there's any non-authenticated remote access points, and immediately finds one. So, you know what? End user behavior, I don't want to call it shadow IT, but loose administration configuration, loose control happens regardless if you're a nation state, if you're a small business, if you're American, if you're Russian. This is a reality, and Shodan makes it wicked easy to discover. So, whatever. This just calls to attention the reality of people putting remote access open to the internet. And you know what's funny, guys? I'm such a I don't know what the word is. Maybe purist. I don't know, but like if this was RDP to the internet, I would probably be losing my mind right now. But because it's VNC, it's a little bit more, whatever. Like the tech users would use VNC, and normal end users might use RDP. I'm less angry. Surprisingly. But anyways, so interesting Shodan. It's a wonderful tool.
New infinite loop bug in OpenSSL could let attackers crash remote servers. The maintainers of OpenSSL have shipped patches to resolve a high-severity security flaw in its software library that could lead to a denial of service condition when parsing certificates. Tracked as CVE 2022-0778 with a CVSS score of 7.5, the issue stems from parsing a malformed certificate with invalid explicit elliptic curve parameters, resulting in what's called an infinite loop. Since certificate parsing happens prior to verification of the certificate signature, any process that parses an externally supplied certificate may thus be subject to a denial of service attack.
Yeah.
OpenSSL shared details in an advisory published on Tuesday.
Okay. So, all right. Infinite loop means it just gets hung, and it would be a denial of service. OpenSSL is pretty widely deployed, so this could be a concern. There is a patch available. Remember when we're talking about vulnerability management and calculating how bad is this? Do I need to come in over the weekend, or can I just do this as part of our monthly patch management? That's how you weigh these things. A CVS score of 7.5 is high. It's not my pants are on fire high, but it's high. They also mentioned that there's no exploitation of this currently in the wild, which also reduces your concern of like, do I need to like stop live streaming right now and log into my work computer? So that's okay. I do love that they're throwing the elliptic curve parameters around. I feel like that's the most bougie of the crypto terms. So, whatever. Again, crypto, I go as deep as, is it broken or is it unbroken? Then if it's unbroken, let's use it. AES, for example. So just be aware of this. If you're running OpenSSL in your environment for whatever reason, that this gets part of your patch management. And it's actually worth noting, a lot of times people think of patching the operating system, but they don't think of patching applications on top of it, like browsers and middleware stuff like Java or Flash a million years ago. So just remember, you've got to patch everything. Everything is software.
Software upgrades help Mars helicopter keep flying.
Oh yeah,
Log4j
Log4j
has extended the mission of the Ingenuity Mars helicopter and has given it the task of assisting the Perseverance rover. Ingenuity arrived on Mars in February 2021 along with the rover and was expected to fly just a handful of times as a technology demonstration. The craft exceeded expectations and its mission was moved into an operational demonstrations phase. It has already been upgraded to reduce navigation errors during flight, to raise its ceiling above 50 feet, and to change airspeed as it flies. Another past boost imbued Ingenuity with better abilities to understand and adjust to changes in terrain texture during flight. For those curious about its software, NASA states on the helicopter's website that it does not discuss software specifics for security reasons, but that it does not run Apache or Log4j, nor is it susceptible to the Log4j vulnerability.
Interesting. It was originally reported that it was running Log4j. That was like one of the big kind of splashy stories back in December when Log4j first popped. Okay, couple of things. I'm not going to go too deep on this one. Like, whatever, it's cool. We got machines on Mars doing research. Elon Musk is trying to move us to Mars, which is, very noble effort. The one thing that I want to point out here, and it may not be super obvious, but if you've worked in the industry for a while, this helicopter was deployed as a proof of concept. It performed well. So management said, oh, this looks good. Hey, push it into production. This happens all the time, guys. And this is a reality. Something that was not designed for production use looks good in a proof of concept. And instead of taking the lessons learned from the proof of concept and building something new the right way from the beginning, management says, well, we're already sunk cost into this POC. Let's push it into production and let it fly. Let's see what happens. And I'm not saying this is an extreme example, right? Because you got to ship it to Mars and build a new one and all that takes years and stuff. So like, I'm being a little playful about this, but this happens in reality where you have like someone like this happens too. It's called shadow or technical debt, right? Like BSEC won't get budget for something. So he makes some like Microsoft Access database with little script in it that does something. And then all of a sudden, as a proof of concept, like, hey guys, if we buy this solution over here, it'll work. Let me mock up a little hack to show why it would work our workflows. And then management's like, oh, hey, that looks good. Let's continue to use that. And then it becomes part of mission critical. And then BSEC gets a job and leaves. And then no one knows how the hell this thing works, but it's mission critical. So don't turn off BSEC's laptop. Don't disable BSEC's user account. Don't upgrade anything. Don't touch it. It's mission critical. This happens all the time and it's ridiculous. And it's just funny that they did it with this helicopter as well. Okay, so that's the top stories for the day, guys. We've got a couple more things before Java with Josh takes over. Again, if you want to vote on YouTube for the GRC Analyst Masterclass for the border or for the header, I'm going to make this decision later today and move on it. So I want consensus, right? I do this for the community, right? I'm not some totalitarian lunatic who's like, we're borders and only borders. Okay. I'm also seeing that it's 52% border, 48% header. So we're a community torn. All right. Real quick, guys, we've got 4 seats to this GRC Analyst Masterclass to give away. Hashtag GRC in chat. Looks like a bunch of you already know what's going on because I see you've already entered. But we're going to... Oh, that's interesting. Interesting. As soon as I finish the story, a lot of people dip. That's fine. Okay, so let's do the giveaway really quickly. Looks like we've got... Put hashtag GRC, see if people start queuing up in here. I see 0 eligible users. Oh, here we go. Nice. Hashtag GRC. Guys, while you're doing your hashtag GRC, in a couple minutes, Java with Josh will be taking over. I think Josh is in chat right now, so he won't start until I finish. It will be multicast on cyber and security and simply cyber. So like literally, if you are just chilling, having some tea, having some coffee, just hang out here. When I end my broadcast, it will spin up with Java with Josh right afterwards. Also at 3:00, our very own Jack Scott of Outpost Gray will be hosting Nina Medine on the female voice of technology and innovation. This is at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Jax does a wonderful job, so definitely check that out. I will drop a link in chat. And at 4:30 today, guys, you are not going to want to miss this. John Strand, Cyber Beyonce is coming on Simply Cyber Live. I got the new intro. It's hot. I'm running. I don't know if you could tell. I'm running like a new teleprompter operation. I'm buck wild all up in here. John's going to come on and talk about his Pay What You Can course, SOC core skills. It's whatever you want to pay, and it will give you all the skills you need to get launched as a SOC analyst and really kick butt. So definitely come check that out. We're going to cover it in depth. Let's go back to the raffle, guys. Looks like we got 44 people. Let's get ready. Hey, good luck to everyone. And if you're already taking the GRC Analyst Masterclass, I'd like to thank you. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you're getting value. That was really one of my priorities with developing that class. Let's roll. Alex, just Alex. Connect with me on Discord if you are Alex and you've just won, and I will get you what you need. Congratulations, Alex. Thank you, Barricade Cyber Solutions, for allowing us this opportunity to raffle these off. Next winner, the Chiller Instinct, my man. All right, Chiller Instinct. And hey, can I just give a shout out to Chiller Instinct? Several volunteers helped me with the closed captioning video transcription of the video. So in the class, there is videos, right? Obviously, but all of everything I say in the video is transcribed into text and included in the in the lectures themselves. So if you like to read, if that's your speed, if you like to do it with the video, we got you covered, right? It was very important for me to be not just ADA compliant, but also make this accessible to everyone. Okay. So Chiller Instinct, get with me. Chiller Instinct was responsible for doing many of the transcriptions, but he just wrapped up the policy lab that I did. And I sincerely appreciate it. Next winner, Anna Delvey. Way to go, Anna. Anna Delvey with the W. Anna, connect with me on Discord. And our final winner for Thursday, March 17th, Shuttle Crab. Oh, I like it. Shuttle Crab is our fourth and final winner. All right. Well, connect with me on Discord, y'all. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. It's a real honor to be able to serve in this capacity and spend every single morning with you guys doing the threat briefings. I sincerely appreciate all of you being here and being part of this. Tomorrow will be Friday, March 18th. We will be here at 8 a.m. So if you can't make today's live streams, come back tomorrow and we will wrap up the week. All right, everybody, have a good one. And we'll see you either at Java with Josh in a minute, with Outpost Gray at 3:30, or in Simply Cyber Live at 4:30. Have a great day, everyone.